So how do we solve quadratic equations using the factoring method? So we are given m squared plus 12m plus 32 is equal to 0. Now first thing that you should do is list down your a, that is just 1, your b, that is 12, and then your c is 32. The next is you are going to multiply a times c, which is just 1 times 32, which will give you 32. And then what we are going to do is look for the factors of 32 that when added will give you b, or 12. So 32, the factors are 32 times 1. We have 16 times 2. We also have 8 times 4. So among these factors, which is when added will give you 12. So this is just 8 and 4, right? So 8 times 4 is 32. 8 plus 4 is 12. Then what we are going to do is we can now factor this one out. This will give us x plus 8. Then we have times x plus 4. This is 0. And to solve for x, we will do x plus 8 equals 0. Then the other one we have x plus 4 equals 0. So x is negative 4. The other one is x equals negative 8. And that happens to be letter A in our choices. That's number 1. Let's have number 2. We have a squared plus 5a plus 6 is equal to 0. So again, list down your a, which is just 1, your b, which is negative 5, and then your c is 6. So a times c, that is just 1 times 6, will give you 6. List down the factors of 6. We have 6 times 1. We have 3 times 2. Now notice that we are after, or we want to have, negative 5. So none of these factors actually will give you, when added, a negative 5. So what we're going to do is use the negative factors. So we'll do negative 6 times negative 1. Then we have negative 3 times negative 2. Now negative 2 times negative 3 is 6. And negative 3 plus negative 2, that is negative 5. So this is the factor that we are looking for. So we will write x minus 3 times x minus 2 equals 0. And then solve for x. This is now x minus 3 equals 0. X minus 2 equals 0. So x now is 3. The other one, x is 2. So that happens to be letter C in the choices. Let's have number 3. Now if you notice, number 3, our a is no longer 1. The previous examples, 1 and 2, we are dealing with a equals 1, a equals 1. So number 3, our a now is 2. And then our b is negative 3. Our c is negative 14. So we are going to approach this the same way. So multiply a times c. That is just 2 times negative 14. That gives you negative 28. And then we are going to list down the factors of negative 28 that when added will give you negative 3. Factors of negative 28 are negative 28 times 1, negative 14 times 2. We also have negative 7 times 4. So which of these factors, when added, will give you negative 3? This 2, right? Negative 7 times 4, that's negative 28. And negative 7 plus 4, that is negative 3. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to rewrite this quadratic equation. We are going to split the middle term. So let me show that. We have 2n squared minus 3n plus 14 equals 0. So what we are going to do is this. We will do 2n squared the same way. But instead of writing negative 3n, we know that negative 3n is equal to negative 7 plus 4n. So we will do that. So we will have negative 7n plus 4n minus 14 equals 0. And then we are just going to group together. So we will do 2n squared minus 7n plus 4n minus 14 equals 0. And then we are going to factor things out. What is common between or among these two terms? What is common? N is common, right? What about here? What is common? Common is 2. So we're going to factor those out. So if we factor out 2 and n here, we will get n times 2n minus 7, and then we will get plus 2 times 2n minus 7 equals 0. Now what have you noticed? We actually have here a common factor 2n minus 7, 2n minus 7. So therefore, let me just write it here. Therefore, we can actually write 2n minus 7 times n plus 2. So we have n plus 2 equals 0. And then solve for n, we will get 2n minus 7 equals 0. And the other one, we have n plus 2 equals 0. N equals negative 2. The other one is n equals 7 over 2. So which of the choices gives us this? That is actually letter C, right? 7 over 2 and then n minus 2. So number 3 is just letter C. So number 4, again, our A is 24, our B is 56, our C is 0. Now, if we're going to apply or make use of the same process, A times C is 0, and again, it doesn't make sense, right? It will not give us actually factors of 0 that when added will give you 56. We cannot do that. But if we're going to look at our equation, we have 24k squared plus 56k equals 0. We can actually factor out numbers and then terms or variable. K is common, and then 24 and 56, we can actually factor out 4, right? So when we factor out 4k, what will remain here is just 6k plus, this is 56 divided by 4, that is 14, that's 14 equals 0. And then what we are going to do is, again, the same thing. We have 4k equals 0, that's 1. And then we have 6k plus 14 equals 0. So k is 0. Then we have 6k equals negative 14. K is equal to negative 14 divided by 6. Or this is just equal to negative 7 over 3. So where can we find these values? Negative 7 over 3 and 0. That is actually letter C in the choices. Now for number 5, if you're going to look at this quadratic, 5x squared plus 8x is equal to 0, that is the same structure with number 4. So we are going to approach this using our approach in number 4. So we will do 5x squared plus 8x equals 0. Factor out x, we will have 5x plus 8 equals 0. So we will do x equals 0, and then the other one will be 5x plus 8 equals 0. This is just 5x equals negative 8. X is equal to negative 8 over 5. So that is just letter C in the choices. Negative 8 over 5 and then 0. Now let's have number 6. So number 6, we have A, B, and C. So again, we are going to write that one. A is 14. B is negative 41. And then C is negative 28. So what is A times C? Let me just grab the calculator. So A times C, 14 times negative 28, that gives you 392. We have negative 392. Now, what are the factors of 392? So we will do divided by 2. That's the easiest or the quickest way. So we have 196. By the way, we have 392 times 1. And we also have 196, negative 196 times 2. And then divided by 2 again. That should give us negative 98 times, which is now 4. And then divided by 2 again. That gives us negative 49. Negative 49 times 8. Now, negative 49 times 8 is 392. And also, negative 49 plus 8 is negative 41. So these are the factors that we are looking for. So we will do negative 14r squared. And again, instead of writing negative 41r, we are going to write negative 49r plus 8r minus 28 equals 0. And then we group together. So we have 14r squared minus 49r plus we have 8r minus 28. Again, this is equal to 0. What is common? What is common here? We actually have 7r, right? So we factor out 7r. What will remain is just 2r minus 7. And then the other one, what is common here? We actually have what? That is just 4, right? So we factor out plus 4. Then we do 2r minus 7 equals 0. So we have now this form. So we have a common of 2r minus 7, 2r minus 7. So we'll do 2r minus 7 times 7r plus 4. So plus 4. Again, this is equal to 0. And then we solve for r. So we have 2r minus 7 equals 0. We also have 7r plus 4 equals 0. So we will do r is equal to 7 over 2. Then the other one will be r equals negative 4 over 7. Now, where can we find this in our choices? That is actually negative 4 over 7, 7 over 2. This is letter A in the choices. Now, this is my challenge for you. Kindly answer numbers 7 and 8. And then feel free to comment your answers in our comment section down below. Good luck.